Does the Berenstain Bears book on your shelf spell its name with an ein or an ain? What about the famous line from Star Wars? Did Darth Vader say, "Luke, I am your father," or "No, I am your father"? And what about the Monopoly man, rich Uncle Pennybags? Does he wear a monocle, or have you just imagined it all these years? If these questions just made you pause and question everything you thought you knew, then welcome. You've just experienced the Mandela Effect. This strange phenomenon, named after the widespread false memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, has taken the internet by storm. Millions of people share vivid, detailed memories of events, brand names, and movie lines that simply don't exist in our current reality. But what if the memories you hold most dear aren't real? The Mandela Effect has baffled millions. But what if there's a scientific explanation far stranger than mere misremembering? Prepare to have your understanding of reality challenged as we dive into the physics and cognitive science behind these collective false memories. Is it just a glitch in our brains, or a glimpse into something much, much bigger? Let's start with the most popular explanation from the world of psychology: confabulation. Now, that's a fancy word, but it basically means our brains are fantastic storytellers. They hate gaps in our memory. So, when we can't quite recall a detail, our brain doesn't just leave a blank space. Instead, it creatively fills in the blanks with what seems most plausible. Think of it like a mental autocorrect. For the Monopoly man, a top hat and a cane are classic symbols of a wealthy old gentleman. A monocle fits that image perfectly, so our brain might just pop one in there to complete the picture. It's not lying. It's just trying to be helpful by creating a coherent narrative. This process is happening all the time without us even noticing. Our memories are not like video recordings, perfectly preserved and played back. They are more like impressionistic paintings, reconstructed every time we access them. Each time we recall something, we're actually rebuilding the memory, and tiny details can get altered in the process. This is especially true for information we've encountered many times over the years. We might merge details from different sources: a parody sketch, a Halloween costume, a conversation with a friend, and our brain combines them into a single yet slightly inaccurate memory. It's a testament to the incredible, but imperfect, efficiency of our minds. Another key factor is something called schema. Schemas are mental frameworks or blueprints we have for just about everything. We have a schema for what a birthday party involves, or what a superhero looks like. These mental shortcuts help us process the world quickly. When it comes to the Berenstain Bears, the Stein ending is far more common in names we're familiar with, like Einstein or Frankenstein. Our brain, relying on this schema, might automatically correct the less common Stein to the more familiar Stein because it just feels more right. This isn't a failure of memory, but rather a side effect of a highly effective cognitive strategy that our brains use every single day to make sense of a complex world. But let's be honest, the psychological explanations, as logical as they are, don't always feel satisfying. When millions of people from different countries and backgrounds all share the same specific, incorrect memory, it starts to feel like something more is going on. This is where things get really interesting and we step into the mind-bending world of theoretical physics. One of the most popular and fascinating theories to explain the Mandela Effect is the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. Now, stick with me here because this is where reality gets a bit weird. This theory suggests that every time a quantum measurement is made, the universe splits. For every possible outcome, a new, parallel universe is created. This means there isn't just one universe, but an infinite number of them, each one slightly different from the last. In one universe, you chose to watch this video. In another, you scrolled right past it. In yet another, I'm a cat who learned how to use a keyboard. The possibilities are endless, so how does this relate to the Mandela Effect? The theory goes that we might be sliding or shifting between these parallel realities without even knowing it. Perhaps you grew up in a universe where it was spelled Berenstain, and at some point, you or your entire consciousness shifted into this universe, where it has always been Berenstain. Your memories are perfectly accurate for the reality you came from. This would explain why the memories are so vivid and shared by so many people. They aren't false memories. They're echoes from another timeline. It's a tantalizing idea because it validates our own experiences. It says, you're not crazy, your memory isn't faulty, you're just a universe hopper. This concept sounds like pure science fiction, but it's rooted in legitimate scientific debate. Physicists have been grappling with the strange rules of the quantum world for a century, and the many worlds interpretation is one of the leading attempts to make sense of it all. It elegantly solves some deep paradoxes in quantum mechanics, even if it comes at the cost of a reality that is infinitely more vast and complex than we could ever imagine. So the next time you remember Pikachu having a black tip on his tail, maybe it's not just a faulty memory. Maybe it's a nostalgic postcard from a universe you left behind. Another related idea from the frontiers of physics is simulation theory. What if our entire reality, the stars, the planets, you, me, this very video is nothing more than incredibly advanced computer simulation? Think of a video game like The Sims, but with processing power and detail far beyond anything we can comprehend. Philosophers and physicists alike have seriously considered this possibility. If we are living in a simulation, then the Mandela Effect could simply be a software patch or a glitch in the code. Imagine the developers of the Earth simulation deciding to make a minor change. Maybe the original code had Berenstain Bears, but for some reason, perhaps a tiny data optimization or a correction, they changed it to Berenstain in a system-wide update. Most of the simulated consciousnesses, us, would have our memory logs updated automatically. But for some, the old data might linger, like a cached file that failed to clear properly. This would result in a group of people remembering the old version of reality, while the world around them reflects the new patched version. The famous "No, I am your father" line could have been an edit to make the scene more dramatic. The missing monocle could be a rendering error that was later corrected. This theory is compelling because it provides a mechanism for reality itself to change. It's not about our brains being faulty or about us sliding between universes, but about the very fabric of our world being alterable. It reframes the Mandela Effect from a psychological curiosity into potential evidence that our reality isn't as solid as it appears. Are we just characters in a cosmic game with our memories and our world subject to the whims of an unseen programmer? It's a dizzying thought, but one that is being seriously explored by some of the brightest minds on the planet. Whether it's a glitch in the matrix or a bug in the code of life, this perspective turns every Mandela Effect into a potential clue about the true nature of our existence. So, what are we to believe? Are these collective false memories simply a fascinating quirk of human psychology, a result of our brain's brilliant but imperfect way of processing and storing information? Is it the product of confabulation and our reliance on mental schemas, a beautiful mess of our own cognitive making? Or could it be something more profound? A whisper from a parallel universe, a sign that we've shifted timelines? Or perhaps evidence that we are living inside a grand simulation and what we experience as the Mandela Effect are just the patch notes of reality? The truth is, we don't know for sure. And that's what makes this topic so endlessly captivating. It lives at the crossroads of psychology, pop culture, and theoretical physics. It challenges our most fundamental assumption, that our memories are reliable and that reality is singular and stable. The Mandela Effect serves as a powerful reminder that our perception of the world is just that, a perception. It can be influenced, it can be flawed, and, just maybe, it can be from a different reality altogether. Whatever the explanation, the phenomenon highlights the beautiful mystery of consciousness and the universe. It encourages us to question, to wonder, and to consider possibilities that stretch the limits of our imagination. So the next time you and a friend argue about a movie line or a brand logo, don't just dismiss it. Pause for a moment. You might not just be arguing about a memory. You might be arguing about which reality you're from. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of the internet's greatest mysteries. What are some of the biggest Mandela effects that have messed with your mind? Let me know in the comments below, I'd love to read them. And if you enjoy this journey down the rabbit hole, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges your reality. Thanks for watching.